Okay, so you might think my story is total BS just from the title, but hear me out. I'm telling you, I got stalked by a freaking skinwalker, and they're actually real. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Where's the proof, dude? I used to think the exact same thing about people making weird claims online, wanting proof before I believed them. But after what happened to me, I totally get why people don't always have pics or videos. You're never ready to grab your phone and snap a pic when something scary is going down. And even if you do remember while you're shaking in your boots, these things move so fast. You either freeze up and forget how to use your phone, or the thing just vanishes before you can hit the camera button. Trust me, I know. So every night, I take BART. It stands for Bay Area Rapid Transit for those who don't know. It's a train system around San Francisco that everybody uses. The stop I get off at is in a suburb outside of San Francisco, and it's a bit of a rural area. Lots of people live here, but also lots of hills and trees. These hills are full of coyotes and stuff, so who knows where this skinwalker hides. I don't even know if I can call it a skinwalker. I mean, I live on the West Coast, and we don't have many skinwalker stories here. But the mountain super close to me has some native legends, but they're kind of boring compared to skinwalkers. But this thing I saw looks exactly like what people say skinwalkers look like. I always walk home from the BART station because it's too far for a ride share, but not on a bus route. I can't drive because of the ridiculous laws, but I walk to and from the BART station. It really isn't that far. It's about a mile away from my apartment complex. I walk there either really early in the morning when it's still dark or late at night. It is usually late because I wait for the last train so I can get a seat. Seriously, if you're getting on the train at Montgomery Street in San Francisco, it's standing room only until like 6:30 p.m. So back in February, when it was still dark on my way home, I saw this guy getting off at my stop at the same time as me, every single night. He looked kinda homeless, or like a hippie that wasn't fresh with old tattered clothes and hadn't shaved in a while. But he was pretty clean, and he didn't have a backpack, so I didn't think he was actually homeless. I figured he was waiting for a bus when I walked home, but I then saw he was following me. I saw in my reflection on my phone screen. He followed me most of the way, then disappeared near the pond before I got to my apartment. The next day, when I was walking to the BART station in the morning, I saw the ducks and geese in the pond had scattered white feather all over the place. I didn't even think that the guy had something to do with it until the next night. He got off the train again at the same time I did, and I really didn't want to see him, so I waited to see if he would leave first. He did, going the same way I always go, but I waited about 5 minutes to leave. When I got up to the pond, I saw him biting into the neck of a goose trying to wobble away. "What the heck?" I said accidentally. He looked up. He had yellow, glowing eyes and smiled with blood dripping down his chin from the goose. He stood straight up and seemed to grow taller. It looked like he grew 5 feet taller than he was before. His body was covered in matted hair, and his clothes were all torn from his extended limbs. He let the goose drop to the ground and started walking toward me. I ran immediately. I was running so fast and hard I don't even remember if he chased me or not. Totally panting, I hid between the cars in the apartment parking lot and looked around. I didn't see him at all. I take an earlier train now, even when I have to stand. I don't have a license, so it's the only option. I haven't seen him since, but I did get a weird email one day. The email address was super strange, and the message told me not to share his email address, or he would find out who did it. It also said that he wasn't the only one like him in the city.